Hi and welcome to the course Introduction to Green Process Engineering. My name is Karin Stana Kleinschek and I work at the Institute for Chemistry and Technology of Bio-based Systems at TU Graz. I am teaching chemical technology of bio-based organic substances. Within this MOOC, Professor Kienberger and I will introduce you to green process engineering, which is a bridge between innovation and sustainability. Together we will discover how sustainable design and engineering can shape brighter, cleaner future, and we will explore how small changes in technology and processes can have a profound impact on the planet. The course is composed of 5 parts, from which we will learn about the following aspects. Introduction, where we will learn terms and definition, discuss circular economy, bioeconomy and circular bioeconomy, and talk about circular economy water and energy transition. We will mention subsystems of bioeconomy, discuss resources and valorization and conversion technologies. Sustainable solutions help to create a better and more livable environment for us and our next generation. To facilitate these developments, the United Nations have implemented declarations to ensure that we can work towards sustainability together in a global context. The goal of using the Earth's resources in such a way that all countries of the world receive equal development opportunities was adopted by the United Nations in the Declaration of Rio de Janeiro way back in 1992. As a result of this declaration, the Sustainable Development Goals were ratified in autumn 2015, which apply to all states and are to be implemented by 2030. The 17 goals and 169 sub-goals underpin the guiding vision of sustainable development in a comprehensive way. Therefore, a global agreed framework that includes the resource base as well as society and the economy in their development opportunities. How does the bioeconomy tie into these mentioned concepts? Bioeconomy is generally based on natural cycles which should be preserved in the interest of environmental protection and resource conservation. The bioeconomy should drive processes towards a green economy, which should be complemented by other important elements. A sustainable management of the natural resources, water, air and soil, the protection of biodiversity, and the consideration of social aspects are included, the bioeconomy can contribute to climate protection, resource conservation, and global food security. There are a lot of definitions about the bioeconomy. We should first have a look at the EU definition, according to which bioeconomy comprises the parts of the economy that utilize renewable biological resources to produce food, material, and energy. We should make better use of what we already use and expand the resources that we don't use yet. So the bioeconomy encompasses all sectors and associated services and investment that produce, use, process, distribute or consume biological resources, including ecosystem services. The EU bioeconomy strategy is permanently developing. Here we can see that the EU introduced their first strategy in 2012. Since then, permanent upgrading activities have been performed. Bioeconomy contributes to the European Green Deal. One key priority for the EU is to foster the transition towards a more circular economy, to improve sustainability, lower input costs for EU industry and reduce dependencies regarding primary materials, including by seizing the opportunities offered by the bioeconomy. We should consider that bioeconomy policy creates a lot of opportunities, such as secured world food supply, substitution of fossil raw materials and so on, but also some risk, for example, conflicts of biomass and land. Unfortunately, at the moment, bioeconomy strategy is still not adopted in all countries in the world, as we could see from the presentation. From the following schematic presentation, you can clearly see that bioeconomy is characterized by different fields of actions, actors, and relationships. It represents a complex system that interrelates resources, techniques, and economic sectors as well as areas of responsibility. We should also have a look at a new consideration on the processes of the knowledge-based bioeconomy. After thermal conversion to heat and energy, the biomass is converted back into the initial product CO2. CO2 forms the basis for the new photosynthesis. However, due to the additional emission of CO2 from the combustion of fossil hydrocarbons, the natural system is disturbed. New consideration on the processes of the knowledge-based bioeconomy therefore go beyond the element presented on the figure. Permanently removing CO2 from photosynthesis from the atmosphere could help to reduce global warming. One option is to capture carbon dioxide in bioenergy plants and store it permanently underground. The products of the bioeconomy fulfill a variety of functions in our society. On the one hand, they satisfy the basic needs of food, clothing, housing, and communication, and on the other, they provide the basis for the further development of fundamental knowledge and increasing options for shaping the environment. Under the claim of sustainability, however, the benefits of the bioeconomy must go beyond products and make contribution to the various areas of social responsibility. Technology falls short in this respect. A holistic, systemic view is necessary. In this video, we answer the questions: why it is important to think about a sustainable and greener future, and highlighted the bioeconomy concept, EU bioeconomy strategy, bioeconomy opportunities and risk, as well as possible knowledge-based bioeconomy principles. We have arrived at the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.